Hi, and welcome to my new series on my past with exercise and fitness. Recently, I've helped many people gain their motivation and also their momentum in order to get results that they were looking for. Some of them did it to lose weight, to lose inches, to gain muscle, to just fit into the pants that they used to wear, or just to stomp out cravings so they don't, go to their boss's office and grab chocolate. But all of my clients have seen success. This episode will be discussing my past with fitness and exercise, and it might even surprise you. You might even relate with me, and if so, great. Drop me a couple comments or two and tell me how you can relate to my story. So, from a young age, I was never really into sports. In elementary school, I tried to play softball, but I wasn't really good. I really wanted to be good, but it was not working. I was very jealous of my best friend at the time because I wanted to be just like her. She was an awesome softball player. She was a valuable team player, but I just couldn't cut it. As a teen, I joined my church's basketball team, and I was even on the junior varsity tennis team in high school, but I had to play doubles with tennis because I wasn't good enough for singles. And I became frustrated because my team member that I was matched up with, she seemed to not want to take things seriously and she played around all the time. I was a very competitive person, even now, but sports just didn't seem like something I was good at. Even in PE, I didn't do very well. I don't know if you guys still do the mile run or if you have done in the past, but my best timing for that mile was 12 minutes. And it was the best I could do. I really wanted to be like those other kids though, because they were doing 6 minute miles. But I always felt out of shape. I was huffing and puffing on the second lap. I was tired, I was sweaty, and I was really embarrassed because I was still running while everybody else was sitting there watching. As I grew older, I was never really into fitness or working out either. I would see my other friends go to the gym. They were talking about it. They were motivated. They did it. They worked out, and I tried because I guess that was the thing to do, especially in college. But I would get confused and I get embarrassed because I didn't know how to work most of those machines, and I was too shy to ask anybody. So I kind of faked my way through it, but it was very embarrassing. Everyone else seemed to know what they were doing, and they were lifting heavier weights than I was. I even tried like classes like step aerobics. Do you remember that? But I still felt very uncoordinated, and seemed to always be like a beat behind or so. When I finally joined a gym once I was out of college, I paid, the first few months, and it was still expensive back then too. I went about 3 times a week, or a lot. That was my goal, but that was still kind of hard for me to do. I wasn't a morning person, so I wasn't going to go in the morning. And after work, I just wanted to go home and relax. And I was hungry by that time. I remember being hungry almost all day long, no matter what I ate, or when I ate, or how much I ate. But then I stopped going after a few months because the motivation just wasn't there. I gave in to my excuses and I went home and I relaxed and I realized I was wasting my money. I was paying for something I wasn't using. The mirrors, the grunting of those muscle builders, and especially women who came in with perfect makeup and their hair is all down and they actually look like they're ready for a club, not a gym. That's pretty intimidating. So I felt a lot of intimidation when I was at a gym. I tried to ignore it, but it just wasn't working for me. I even tried the classes, but those cost extra. It wasn't working for me. So I took a break for a while, but then I tried to get back into the gym, but this time I thought, well, I'll get a personal trainer. OMG, have you researched how much of a personal trainer is? On top of your gym fees, I was paying hundreds of dollars a month for that. And I know. They create a workout plan for you, they spot you, they encourage and motivate you, but it was still really pricey. And I wasn't even making good money then. I was making minimum wage, but I somehow made it work because I figured this was the only way I could do it, right? But after a while, I still couldn't do it anymore, so I quit. I was done with gyms. I was done. They had taken enough of my money. I wasn't seeing the results that I wanted to see. I've been doing this for years. Nothing was working. So I stopped working out for years and I tried to do DVDs. I looked up workouts on the internet, but I wasn't very consistent at all. I had no drive. I had no clue what I was doing. But even though my pride, we know that, right? Your pride tells you don't admit that you don't know what you're doing because you know what you're doing. We know what we're doing, right? But internally, I knew exactly what I was thinking. I couldn't do it. I don't know how. About 5 years ago, I got a Wii, and that was so cool. I'd never had a Wii before, and it had Wii Fit, which is even more exciting. So now I had the tools that I needed, right? It was brand new. I was motivated to do this workout. It was at home. It was convenient. I was ready to do it. I had all the things, everything, and it was so much of a variety. It was awesome. So I was up to 4 days a week, going down to my basement and working out for half an hour. And I did a variety of really cool stuff, but I knew deep down that it really wasn't like lifting weights or doing like a heavy dose of cardio where I knew I was burning a lot of calories. Again, I wasn't seeing results. It was so slow, if I even had any. It was very discouraging. I gave up again. I remember back to when I was with a weight loss company and I lost 50 pounds in less than a year, and I did it with no exercise. I remember that. Like, I remember that feeling. I remember how successful I felt. So why can't I do it now, right? I don't need exercise. Why do I need to exercise? So I'm just going to be done with it. I don't need exercise. I can lose weight without it. I did it before. Why can't I do it again? But then I also remembered how my body looked. It was still flabby. My skin wasn't toned up. And I gave excuses for that too. And I listened to my friends give me those excuses to make me feel better. You know, you're getting old, your skin doesn't tighten up as much, et cetera, which by the way is not true. And I will talk about that later. I lost fat, but I never gained the muscle that I knew I needed to keep my metabolism up. And I'll talk about more about that later too. So I completely lost hope. So with my next episode, I'm going to talk about why fitness is important and touch on those couple things that I mentioned to you just a few seconds ago about the flab and about how, losing weight without exercise, that kind of thing. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you following me on my next quest on a new episode, and I will chat with you later. Bye.